Hello. I decided to combine two oracle decks that I have, combining the Wisdom of the Elders Oracle as well as the Green Witches Oracle deck. Let's get started. At the bottom of the deck is Fruit, Achievement, Success. Number 24, Winter, Elder. Wisdom makes me think. That's the first word that popped in my mind. Wisdom. And also, I am filming this in February of 2026. It's winter where I am. Winter. Why am I hearing winter of my discontent? What is that? Is that from a Shakespearean play? I'm curious now. Gotta look it up. Winter of our discontent, is it? We shall see. Let's follow our curiosity. Okay, it is, yeah, the winter of our discontent. I see a picture of, okay, it's now is the winter of our discontent. A soliloquy. But there's also, I just saw a John Steinbeck book called The Winter of Our Discontent, I believe. Let's just read about Shakespeare. Okay. This website is called NoSweatShakespeare.com. Now is the winter of our discontent. Soliloquy analysis. Okay. Now is the winter of our discontent opens a quite stunning soliloquy by the young Richard, Duke of Gloucester, in the opening line of Shakespeare's Richard III play. This line ranks among the most famous and most quoted opening lines of any Shakespeare play, alongside such openings as "When shall we three meet again?" "In thunder, lightning, or in rain," from Macbeth. "If music be the food of love, play on," from Twelfth Night. "Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene." Can you guess which Shakespearean play that's from? That's right, Romeo and Juliet. Okay. Now is the winter of our discontent. Soliloquy spoken by Richard, Act 1, Scene 1. Oh my goodness, how long is this? I don't think I want to read all this, but let's read the translation here. "At last, our winter of troubled history has been transformed." Ooh. Transformed stands out. We're going through a very transformational time right now. At last. Okay, that stands out too. At last, like finally. Took long enough. At last, our winter of troubled history has been transformed into glorious summer by my brother King Edward, and all the clouds that and all the clouds that had gathered threateningly above our house lie safely buried in the depths of the ocean. Yeah, makes me think storm clouds, storms, the fog, walking through the fog, walking through the storm. Now we're wearing the wreaths of victory. Oh yes, wreaths of victory makes me think of the Six of Wands in the Tarot. Also the Chariot makes me think. And we've removed our battered armor. Ooh, Nine of Wands, Wounded Warrior. Also the Ten of Wands, laying down your armor, your burdens. Now we're wearing the wreaths of victory, and we've removed our battered armor and our weapons of war and hung them up as decorations. Making me think stepping stones, lessons leading us to this point, this pivotal moment, this transformative moment in the history of planet Earth. And just at the micro level, a very pivotal time in your life. As within, so without. The blast of battlefield bugles has been usurped by the musical accompaniment to the dancing that has taken the place of serious military marching. People now smile easily instead of wearing the grim frowns of war. This makes me think of the new earth, heaven on earth. I'm thinking people getting along with each other, creating a new world. Okay, people now smile easily instead of wearing the grim frowns of war, instead of putting the fear of God into the enemy by charging towards him on armored horses. We're charming ladies with dance steps to the tunes of seductive lutes. Horses, that makes me think of the year of the fire horse, which begins on February 17th, 2026. I'm filming this on February 14th, 2026. That doesn't suit me. I'm the wrong type of sexual games. I wasn't cut out to admire myself in a mirror. I am badly shaped and lack the looks to feel at ease swaggering in front of a pretty, flighty girl. For me, such activity has been curtailed. Okay, should I be reading this entire thing? Probably not. Okay, let's skip forward to the meaning and analysis. Oh boy, how long is this? Let's just give it a go. The phrase winter of our discontent, or more commonly, the winter of discontent, is widely quoted to tag political and social unrest. Okay. Social unrest. A lot of upheaval happening collectively. But again, as within, so without. At the individual level, so it is projected at the collective level. Is widely quoted to tag political and social unrest, whichever season of the year it occurs in, because the word winter is such a powerful metaphor for a bleak, discouraging period of time. And discontent suggests restlessness and looming threat. Okay, restlessness stands out to me. Restlessness, and that makes me think of the Four of Cups in the Tarot. Discontent or dissatisfied. Oh, but discontent. Yes, the winter of our discontent. You may be in the winter of your discontent at times during this transitional period of your journey. Not all the time, not 100% of the time, but the energy is there. Okay, the phrase winter of our discontent, or more common, the winter of discontent, is widely quoted to tag whichever, okay, excuse me, I'm repeating myself. The winter of discontent has been transformed into a glorious summer. ... Let me keep reading. Everything seems good now, and England is about to embark on a wonderful era of peace. That's a world we're creating. Wonderful era of peace. Okay, wow. Look at how far down the rabbit hole I went there. from that one card. I could continue, but I will just stop there. Interesting. Okay. Okay. So now I'm noticing the number 24 reduces to a 6, which I associate with balance, harmony. Harmony, balance is being restored. After a winter of discontent, and not just one season, not just one winter season. I'm sure you've been through many cycles, right? And I mentioned the 9 of Wands, the 10 of Wands. You've been through a lot of hardship and built so much spiritual strength, endurance, resilience, perseverance. Calloused, that word. I'm hearing calloused. You've built up resistance. What's that? Thick skin? Thick skin. You've become thick-skinned, in a sense. Thick-skinned through all your experiences. Thick-skinned, but still open-hearted. Remained open-hearted. Remained open-hearted. Okay, yeah. Now I'm thinking, yes, winter, elder, wisdom, the hermit. You may be hermiting. You may be hibernating, spending a lot of time in solitude. And I'm noticing what he's wearing. He's all bundled up. You may be feeling a little protective at times too. And maybe bracing for the unknown. But I'm sure also on the inside, there's a part of you, that inner child of yours, that part of you that is guiding you to perceive the world with a childlike wonder. Your enthusiasm, your optimism is growing. B, community, cooperation, sweetness. B, yeah, community. I'm thinking the 3 of Pentacles, teamwork, group work. Your network is expanding. You're calling in your soul tribe if you haven't started meeting them already. This is part of your new cycle. Community, cooperation, sweetness, yes. Makes me think of this phrase that I wrote down when we were reading about the winter of my discontent, or of our discontent line from the Shakespearean play, Richard III. Wonderful era of peace. Cooperation, an era, a world of peace. Cooperation, a sense of community, nurturing the sweet life. Prioritizing sweetness instead of bitterness. Making me think of the word discontent. And the fruit card wanted to come out. We saw this at the bottom of the deck earlier. Fruit, yes, achievement, success. And the strawberry is heart-shaped. And I'm noticing what looks like a lightning rod in the core of the heart-shaped strawberry. Power. Awakening, spiritual awakening. Makes me think. And I'm noticing this plate of crystals. Makes me think of Lemurian crystals, Lemurian quartz crystals, or just crystals in general. Maybe you have crystals, work with them, or drawn to them. Perhaps Lemuria, or even Atlantis, resonate with you. And looking at the blueberries, blackberries, makes me think of abundance, bearing fruit. Now I'm thinking of the Seven of Pentacles, having faith that the seeds that you've sown are bearing fruit. Watering those seeds with your faith. Believing before seeing. That's the power of manifestation. I'm hearing in my mind, looking at the lightning rod. That's the power of manifestation. Believing before seeing, right? That's quite common quote. Faith is a beautiful thing if you think about it. Maybe not to the ego. But there's an energy of surrender, of release, of lightness if we get out of our own way, so to speak, right? There's a lightness, a sense of exhaling. Yes. Thank you, universe. Please take over. I trust you. I trust that I am fully supported. Bird. Freedom, opportunity, beautiful. Look at that. Look how the energy is just progressing from the winter of our discontent to be fruit, bird, community, cooperation, sweetness, achievement, success, freedom, opportunity. Ooh. Mushroom. Recycling, breaking down problems. That makes me think of teamwork for some reason. Breaking down problems together with others. This makes me think that you're very logical. You're intellectual. You like to, maybe you are quite analytical. And also maybe you enjoy mushrooms culinarily. I love mushrooms. And I'm just looking at the mushrooms again. For some, well, they kind of look like umbrellas to me, so I thought, okay, shelter, yeah. Well, source. it just makes me think of Source, your spirit team, how they are sheltering you, taking care of you, supporting you. And indeed, Mother Earth, all of nature, supporting you on your journey. We also have hearth, safety, comfort, spiritual connection. Okay, that's kind of related to what I was saying about Source, your spirit team, Mother Earth, nature supporting you. The mushrooms looking like umbrellas, offering you safety, comfort, spiritual connection. You have a strong connection with the divine. You are devoted to your spiritual path. Yeah, this scene looks very comforting, very warm. And you're very intuitive. I'm noticing the cats here. There are cats in this image here. Very intuitive. I'm noticing the fire. You're likely very creative, and also the enthusiasm within you is growing. You feel more fired up. In between, potentially feeling discontent, dissatisfied, potentially numb, bored, anxious, all the human emotions, the gamut of human emotions that we're here to experience. You may have a daily spiritual practice. I'm noticing the candles on the mantle. Rituals that you perform daily to nurture your relationship with the divine. Okay, now we also have pine tree, vitality, longevity, perseverance. And now the word perseverance, it makes me look back at the winter card, persevering. Vitality, longevity. And yeah, I think I may have already mentioned the Three of Pentacles, or maybe the Three of Pentacles, I'm not sure. Community, for example. Yes, cooperation, teamwork, Three of Pentacles. And yeah, I'm noticing these three trees, Three of Pentacles. Teamwork, group work, cooperation, collaboration. Supporting one another. So you're receiving support in the material and from your spirit team as well, from the divine. Let's put it here. Okay, so the last card, vitality, longevity, perseverance, for some reason that makes me think of legacy, longevity, legacy, generational impact. So that makes me think of the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. All right, bottom of the deck, look at this, the Tower. Divine intervention, sudden change, epiphany. Oh, and there was a lightning rod, right? Lightning rod. Just like inside this strawberry. At least that's what it looks like to me, a lightning bolt. Lightning bolt, sorry, I said lightning rod. You know what I mean. All right. The King of Pentacles. Stable. All right, steadfast, wealthy, stable, reliable. You're very grounded. And the red in the strawberry, yeah, it makes me think of the root chakra, base chakra. Firm foundation. And also the red on the mushrooms. Stability. The Page of Swords, innovative, insightful, logical. Curious. Did I already mention this? Something about curiosity? I'm not sure. Okay, I don't always remember everything that I say during a reading. You're very intellectual. I think I mentioned that. You're very intellectual. You may be embarking on new studies, or you just research whatever piques your curiosity. Six of Swords, moving on, leaving difficulties behind. Leaving the winter of our discontent behind. Okay, let's see. Community. I did mention the Seven of Pentacles. Here it is. Reflection, evaluation, patience. Being in hibernation mode, that definitely does require patience. And I think we already talked about you're having faith. You've surrendered. Trusting that the universe is taking care of things behind the scenes. You've sown the seeds. You've sown the seeds with faith. I said something like that. And this may be one of your desires, one of the seeds of desire that you planted is to have meaningful relationships, meaningful connections, to meet members of your soul tribe, to unite with your soul family. Freedom, opportunity. Ooh. Mysterious. Please do share. The Ten of Swords. Yes, we talked about how many cycles of difficulty that you went through. Completion, end of a difficult cycle. Many difficult cycles. The cycle of freedom begins, and here's the Hermit. Retreat, meditation, inner light. Finding freedom within first by going within to know thyself, to realize that you are in fact a free soul, that you are sovereign. Anything else on... Ooh, wow. 9 of Swords, worry, overthinking, self-doubt. Yeah, freedom from overthinking, liberation from overthinking, switching your mindset. You have mental power now. You've mastered your mindset. Better able to catch those limiting thoughts and beliefs. However, you listen to your body, you go with the flow. If you get emotional, if you feel emotional, you allow those feelings to flow. Oh my goodness. Lots of Swords energy. Lots of Swords energy. It is a mind game, isn't it? Right? It makes me think of the Devil card. Liberation over fear, worry. This is the 5 of Swords. Confrontation, grudges, disloyalty. Mental conflict. Queen of Cups. You've grown to be. You've grown to extend compassion to yourself. To be kinder, more compassionate to yourself. Your scared self. Your human self. We also have the 2 of Pentacles, multitasking, flexibility, priorities. And you also have the 10 of Cups. Dreams come true, happily ever after. At this time, however, you may be feeling like you need to juggle your resources. But you know in your heart that you are meant to be happy. That you are here to realize your dreams. To live a life of freedom. And despite all the Swords energy, the predominant energy, the frequency that you're on, has attracted this reading of optimism, of emotional fulfillment, freedom, opportunity, achievement, success, whatever that means for you. Okay, anything else, Spirit? Look at this. The sun, optimism, joy, happiness, vitality. And we saw the word vitality in the pine tree card. The first keyword, vitality. Ace of Swords, new ideas, mental power. I think I may have mentioned mental power. You're mastering your thoughts. Mental power, clarity. And look at this. Okay, I think I mentioned this. The 10 of Pentacles. Because of this word, was it longevity? Longevity made me think of the 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles, community, first keyword on the B card. Legacy, wealth, inheritance. You have the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. Bearing fruit because you have so much faith. The point isn't that you experience storms. It's your predominant energy, how you manage those denser energies when they come up. I hear the cat. Okay. Look at that. Look at that. I'm just noticing this. Yeah. We start off with winter, and then one of the last cards was the sun. Winter, summer. This timeline. It makes me think that this is your summer timeline. Okay. I think I'm going to stop it there. There you go. From the winter of your discontent to the summer of contentment. Many, many cycles. And so it is. Take care.